Drink water like this to stop nighttime urination. Secret seniors wish they knew sooner. Have you ever just gotten comfortable in bed, finally drifting off, only to be yanked awake at 1 a.m., again at 3:30, and once more right before dawn just to go to the bathroom? You sit there on the edge of the bed, feet cold on the floor, wondering, why can't I sleep like I used to? And maybe, like many, you've started planning your evenings around bathroom access. Maybe you skip water after 6 p.m. or avoid drinking at dinner altogether. Maybe you've even given up your evening walk just to reduce the risk of being up all night. But here's something nobody tells you. It's not just about age, it's about timing. And changing the way you drink water might be the most powerful shift you make for your sleep, your energy, and yes, your independence. Let's talk about the 5 silent reasons you keep waking up at night to pee and the gentle, science-backed ways to change them. Reason 1. Your bladder has a clock and you're setting it wrong. You wake up at night to pee not once, not twice, but sometimes 3 times. It's frustrating, and for many people, it feels like an inevitable part of getting older. But it turns out, the real issue may not be your bladder, it's your schedule. See? Your body runs on rhythms. What we eat, how we move, even how we sleep, everything follows a cycle. And yes, that includes how your kidneys handle water. During the day, when you're up and moving, your kidneys are more active. They process fluid efficiently, passing it into the bladder gradually, allowing you to urinate when it's convenient. But as the sun goes down, your body prepares for rest. Blood pressure lowers, heart rate slows, and your kidneys, like the rest of you, start to ease into a slower pace. They're meant to rest, not stay on duty all night. So here's where the trouble begins. Many people don't drink enough water in the first half of the day. Maybe you're busy. Maybe you don't feel thirsty. Or maybe you've heard that drinking less helps reduce trips to the bathroom. But what happens instead is that your body gets behind on hydration, and without realizing it, you try to catch up in the late afternoon or evening. By the time dinner comes around, you're down a full glass. Maybe another time after your walk, and perhaps one more before bed. Just in case. It feels healthy, but it's mistimed. Now your kidneys are forced to play catch-up during the very hours they were designed to rest. They filter the excess water, send it to your bladder, and interrupt your sleep to get rid of it. Imagine pouring water into a sponge at 8 p.m. That sponge can't hold much, it's already at rest. So the excess simply drips through. That's what your body's doing, and your bladder pays the price. But there's good news. You can fix this with one shift. Front-load your hydration. That means drinking most of your water before 3 o'clock in the afternoon, around 70% of your total daily intake. Between 3 and 6 p.m. Slow your intake down. Take smaller sips and avoid chugging. After 7 p.m., be intentional. Only sip water if you truly feel thirsty. Avoid trying to make up for what you didn't drink earlier. This one change may sound too simple to work, but for many people, it's the difference between waking up 3 times and sleeping peacefully through the night. Reason 2. Water isn't enough. Your body needs salt to hold it. We've all heard the advice, drink more water, and for good reason. Hydration supports nearly every system in your body, from energy to digestion to brain function. But here's the part almost no one talks about, especially with aging bodies. Water doesn't work alone. Your body needs a delicate balance of salt and minerals, electrolytes, to actually hold on to the water you drink. Without them, your cells can't absorb it properly. Instead of being used to nourish your tissues, the water gets flushed out, straight to the bladder, and you're back on that same path up at 1 a.m., then again at 3, as we get older. This balance becomes even more fragile. Many older adults follow low-sodium diets, especially if they've been told to watch their blood pressure. They avoid processed foods, skip the salt at dinner, and drink plenty of plain water. But here's what happens next. Their sodium levels drop too low, not dangerously. In most cases, but just enough that the body starts to lose the ability to retain water. You may have experienced this and not realized what it was. Maybe you drink plenty of water, but still feel dry. Your skin feels dull, your lips are cracked, your mouth stays parched, and you're still waking up at night to pee sometimes more than before. It's frustrating. You think you're doing everything right. But your cells are starved for something no one told you. They needed the minerals that help keep water inside them. Sodium and potassium are the main ones. Think of them as little anchors that help the water stay put inside your tissues. Without them, water just passes through like a leaky bucket. The kidneys notice the imbalance and quickly try to correct it by flushing the excess water out. Once again, your bladder becomes the exit route. So what's the fix? It's not about adding more table salt to your food, it's about giving your body the right natural sources of sodium and potassium, especially in the first half of the day. Try adding a small pinch of sea salt or Himalayan salt to your morning water. Not too much, just enough to help your cells hold on to hydration. Choose foods that are naturally rich in these minerals. A few slices of avocado, a small bowl of bone broth, or a handful of lightly salted nuts. Pair that with potassium-rich choices like bananas, cucumbers, or spinach. When you get this balance right, something surprising happens. You drink less overall, but your body holds on to it better, your cells stay hydrated longer, your kidneys don't go into overdrive, and your bladder, it gets to rest, especially at night. Let me give you an example. Patricia, age 74, was proud of her healthy habits. She walked daily, avoided junk food, and drank plenty of water, but every night, she was up 2 or 3 times to use the bathroom. Her doctor couldn't find an infection. Her kidneys were fine. She was frustrated and exhausted when she finally met with a nutrition-focused urologist. The answer became clear. Patricia had been avoiding salt completely for over 15 years. She was drinking more than 70 ounces of water daily, but without enough sodium to retain it. Her body flushed most of it straight to the bladder. The solution wasn't more water, it was a better balance. She started adding a small pinch of sea salt to her morning glass, added half an avocado with lunch, and swapped one afternoon snack for a banana and cucumber slices. Within a week, her nighttime trips were cut in half. Within a month, she was sleeping through the night again, sometimes. It's not about drinking more, it's about drinking smarter. Because remember, true hydration isn't about pouring water in, it's about helping your body keep it where it's needed. Reason 3. Retraining the bladder, when it's not full, but still wakes you. You wake up like clockwork, maybe at 2 a.m., maybe a little earlier or later, and before you even think about it, your feet are on the floor and you're headed to the bathroom. You don't feel desperate. You're not in pain, but you go anyway, just in case. This is the part no one talks about, sometimes. It's not your bladder that's waking you up, it's your brain. Your mind is a powerful pattern maker, and when something happens at the same time, night after night, your brain remembers. It starts to expect it. What may have started as a real need years ago slowly turns into a habit, not because your body requires it, but because your brain assumes it's part of the routine. Over time, even if your bladder isn't full, your brain will nudge you awake, and because you're up and you've done it 100 times, you head to the bathroom, and the cycle continues. You're training your body to respond, even when there's no real urgency. Now here's the truth. Waking up doesn't always mean you need to pee. It might just mean your nervous system is running an old script. The good news, you can reprogram it. Start with this simple habit. The next time you wake up in the middle of the night, pause. Don't jump out of bed right away. Sit up slowly, take a breath, pay attention. If the urge to urinate isn't strong, if it's more of a whisper than a shout, wait. Try staying in bed for just 5 minutes, then 10. Over time, your brain will begin to unlearn the association. It will stop sending you those unnecessary wake-up calls. This isn't about ignoring your body. It's about listening more carefully, separating real need from routine. And like any retraining process, it takes consistency. But most people who try it begin to see results within days. Longer stretches of sleep, fewer unnecessary trips, more energy in the morning. Think of it this way. You're not denying your bladder, you're retraining your brain. You taught this pattern, you can teach it something better. Have you ever woken up to pee but realized you didn't really need to go? Let me know in the comments with number 3 if this sounds familiar to you. Your story might help someone else feel less alone. Reason 4. The sneaky drinks keeping you up at night. There's something comforting about a warm cup in your hands before bed. A little ritual, a moment of calm. Maybe it's chamomile, maybe it's a blend labeled sleepy time or detox. It feels gentle, relaxing, even healthy. But here's something most people don't realize. Many popular nighttime teas contain ingredients that stimulate the bladder, not soothe it. Herbs like dandelion root, hibiscus, lemongrass, peppermint, and even green tea extract are known as natural diuretics. That means they gently encourage your kidneys to produce more urine even when your body isn't overhydrated. And where does that extra fluid end up? Right in the bladder. Often, just in time to wake you up around midnight or a few hours after you've fallen asleep. And the tricky part? These herbs aren't harmful in themselves. In fact, they can be beneficial in the right context. But most teas aren't made with seniors or sensitive bladders in mind. They're often designed for digestion, detox, or weight loss not deep, uninterrupted rest. Even when a tea is labeled caffeine-free, that doesn't mean it's bladder-friendly. The packaging might say, relax, but your kidneys may be getting a very different message. Flush this out now. So what can you do? First, check the ingredients. Look closely at those sleepy blends. If you see words like cleanse, flush, detox, or if the tea contains any of the herbs mentioned above, it's worth reconsidering. If you truly enjoy a warm drink before bed, choose herbs that calm your nervous system without activating your kidneys. Two excellent options are chamomile and rooibos. Chamomile has been used for generations to ease tension and support gentle sleep. It's non-stimulating and has no known diuretic effects. Rooibos, a red bush tea from South Africa, is naturally caffeine-free, rich in antioxidants, and gentle on the bladder. You might also try warming plain water with a thin slice of ginger or a small splash of milk, just enough to create a soothing experience without triggering your urinary system. Because here's the truth. Sometimes it's not how much you drink, it's what's hidden inside the drink. And if your nightly cup is quietly telling your bladder to wake up, it might be time to rewrite your bedtime ritual. Let me tell you about Walter, age 82, from Ohio. Every night before bed, Walter would sit in his recliner with a warm mug of herbal tea. It helped him wind down after dinner, his favorite blend, gentle cleanse with mint, lemongrass, and hibiscus. It was labeled caffeine-free. He assumed it was harmless, but Walter kept waking up twice every night, once around midnight. Again at 3 a.m., he thought it was just his age, until his daughter, a nurse, read the tea label aloud and explained that both hibiscus and lemongrass act as mild diuretics. That gentle cleanse was actually sending his kidneys into nighttime overdrive. When he switched to chamomile and rooibos, something remarkable happened. Within days, his sleep improved. By the end of the week, he was waking up only once and sometimes not at all. His tea wasn't relaxing his bladder, it was stimulating it. And all it took to stop the cycle was reading the label and choosing a blend that let his body truly rest. If you drink tea in the evening, take a moment to check the label tonight. Let me know in the comments if your favorite blend has one of those surprise ingredients. You're not alone. And this small shift might make a big difference. Reason 5. It's not just your bladder, it starts in your legs. Most people assume that if they're waking up to pee, the problem must be their bladder. But what if I told you it actually starts in your ankles? Here's something few doctors explain clearly. As we age, fluid tends to collect in the lower parts of our body, especially the legs, ankles, and feet. This happens more often if you sit for long periods, stand for hours, or have slower circulation, which is common after 60. You might notice mild swelling by evening. Maybe your socks leave a mark. Maybe your shoes feel tight by dinner time. It's easy to ignore until bedtime, because when you lie down, something interesting happens. That fluid, which was stuck in your legs all day due to gravity, finally gets a chance to move. It returns to your bloodstream. Your kidneys detect this sudden increase in fluid and do what they're designed to do. They start filtering it out. And where does it go next? Straight to your bladder, right in the middle of the night. It's like your body opens the floodgates just as you're trying to sleep. This is called nocturnal fluid redistribution, and it's one of the most overlooked causes of nighttime urination. Not because your kidneys are broken, not because you drank too much, but because your body is finally dealing with the fluid that built up during the day. So how do you stop this? You get ahead of it. One simple method is to elevate your legs for 30 minutes in the early evening. Sit in a recliner or lie on the couch with your feet propped up above heart level. This gentle shift helps your body move excess fluid out of your legs while you're still awake, giving your kidneys time to filter and your bladder time to empty before you go to bed. Another powerful option, compression socks. Not the itchy medical kind from the hospital, these days. There are soft, breathable compression socks made specifically for older adults, easy to wear, easy to remove. They help push fluid back toward the center of your body during the day, so less builds up in your legs in the first place. These may sound like small actions, but when done consistently, they can dramatically reduce how often your bladder wakes you up at night, because the truth is, your bladder isn't always the problem, sometimes. It's just following orders from your legs, your circulation. And the quiet buildup that no one warned you about. Have you ever noticed your feet or ankles swelling in the evening? Let me know in the comments. That small detail might be the hidden reason you're still waking up to pee. Waking up multiple times a night isn't just inconvenient, it wears you down. At first, it's a little frustrating, but over time, it drains your mornings, fogs your mind, steals your energy, and quietly chips away at your independence. You cancel that early walk, you skip breakfast with friends, you avoid travel or long car rides, you say no to sleepovers with grandkids because you're tired, not just from lack of sleep, but from the constant sense that your body is out of your control. That's the part most people don't talk about. Because when your bladder runs the show, your freedom feels smaller, your world shrinks, and you start wondering, is this just how life is now? But here's the truth. It doesn't have to be. Tonight, for the first time in a long time, you know what's really happening. You've peeled back the curtain. You've seen how timing, minerals, habits, and circulation all play a role, and that means you can do something about it. This isn't about magic, it's about awareness, and from awareness comes change. So let's review the 5 shifts that can help you sleep through the night again naturally, gently, and without pills. 1. Drink most of your water before 3 p.m. Let your kidneys work when your body's active, not when it's trying to rest. 2. Balance your fluids. Add a pinch of sea salt to your morning water. Eat potassium-rich foods like bananas, spinach, and cucumbers. Hydration isn't just water, it's minerals. 3. Pause before you pee. If you wake up at night, wait 5 to 10 minutes before deciding to go. You might find your bladder isn't actually calling, you're just following an old script. 4. Watch what's in your tea. Even sleepy blends can hide diuretics like hibiscus or dandelion root. Choose chamomile or rooibos instead. 5. Help your legs drain. Elevate your feet for 30 minutes in the evening. Try compression socks during the day. Less fluid in your legs means fewer midnight trips. These aren't huge changes, but they can lead to a huge difference. Because what you're reclaiming isn't just sleep. It's the ability to wake up feeling like yourself again, rested, clear, ready to enjoy the morning. You are not broken. You are not past repair. Your body is still listening. It just needed a new rhythm, a new set of instructions, a little kindness, given early enough in the day, to let the night be yours again. So, tomorrow morning, start with 2 glasses of water, add a pinch of sea salt if you like, move a little more, rest your legs in the evening, choose your tea carefully, and if you wake at 2 a.m., breathe and wait, because sometimes what wakes you up isn't your bladder, it's just a memory, and now you're free to let it go. If this video helped you feel a little more hopeful about your nights, please consider subscribing, not for me, but for you, so you don't miss the next small shift that might make a big difference. And if there's someone in your life who's always tired, always up at night, share this with them. One video can ripple far. Let us know in the comments. Which of these 5 tips are you going to try first? Your insight might help someone else rest a little easier tonight. You still matter, you still belong in the morning light, and the best part, the best is yet to come.